Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about Mars. Mars will go into Aries May 11th, and it will stay there till June 20th. And this is a very interesting and important transit for Mars, because Mars really picks up strength where it is in this particular sign, because it actually rules Aries. So anytime a planet goes into its sign of rulership, it becomes stronger and pronounced. Everything of what that planet rules will be more pronounced. So before I get going, I want to remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter. Get all of my predictions delivered to your email address free every week. Go to galacticcenter.org, and while you're there, scroll down, check out my Patreon. This is a spiritual community you want to know about. We meet weekly live, and it is a safe haven for us to discuss our thoughts with like-minded people. So there was many more offerings to that. Check it out. But most of all, my Galactic Planner is getting ready to be on the App Store, and all of you that have been wanting it and all of you that have it, get ready. It is going to be the very best astrological app out there. So check it out. Go to galacticplanner.com. Now, last but not least, if you want to learn from me, become an astrologer, be my student, go to universityofvedicastrology.com. All right, let's get going. What else about Mars? So when Mars goes into Aries, which Mars rules Aries, it's going to pick up strength. What is Mars all about again? Mars is the planet of energy. It is pure energy. It rules everything from sports to war to violence to weapons to fire. Mars rules everything that deals with courage. So Mars is pure, unadulterated courage and strength. And that's why it rules sports. And guess what else it rules? Blood. Mars is red, and it is actually the life force within our body that we are all about, because blood is our life. It is what constitutes our living. We have to have strong, healthy blood coursing through our bodies to give us life. That's Mars. So now that you have a better handle on what Mars is all about, when a planet goes in its sign of rulership, it actually becomes more positive in a way for what it represents. But the problem is when Mars first goes into Aries, for the first few degrees, so the first week that it's in Aries, it is what we call Gandanta. And actually that stems from right before it goes into Aries as well, because Gandanta means pretty much out of control. It means things will get out of control concerning that planet. And it's when a planet is in the last few degrees of water and the very first few degrees of fire. So it's going to be in Aries, and it's going to be in the nakshatra called Ashwini. Ashwini is a difficult nakshatra. I just have to tell you, it is ruled by Ketu, and it can deal with great loss. So Mars will be in Ashwini till around May 28th. So it will be while it's in Aries. See, there's 3 nakshatras that will be a part of each sign. So this is the first 13 degrees 20 minutes of the sign of Aries. While Mars is there, it is in Ashwini, and that is from May 11th to May 28th. And Ashwini being ruled by Ketu. Ketu deals with losses, but it is very spiritual as well. But here's another very important thing to remember about Ashwini. It is fast moving. It actually deals with the chariots of the gods moving across the skies very quickly. So it deals with quick action. Plus the Ashwin Kumarans, which rule this particular nakshatra, were the physicians to the gods. And what's interesting about this is they never, in the myth, got the attention or the value of their worth. They never felt like they got what they deserved or they got enough recognition for what they did. So this is going to be a dominant feature for all of us for this first part of May 11th through the 28th. So people just are not getting recognized for what they do, but they were the physicians and healed the gods. So this is about healing. And with Mars being here, there's going to be some amazing events dealing with healing. It's going to be great. And I keep saying there's going to be amazing cures and things come out that truly change and help and heal people. This is coming out during this time profoundly. Now, another thing is that while Mars is in Aries, the next nakshatra that it will go in will be Bharani. And Bharani, it will begin May 28th, and that will last till June 15th. Bharani is the first to do something. In the Vedic myth, Bharani was, actually this nakshatra deals with Yama, the god of death. But it's not necessarily about death. The whole myth revolves around the fact that Yama was the first god to do something to die. What he wanted to do was become human and experience the death process. Go figure why anything would want to do that, but this is how the myth goes. So he became human to experience what it's like to die. And so what that actually represents is he was the first to do something, and he was immortal, but he experienced death. So what Bharani actually represents to me is breakthroughs and new things in consciousness. So its symbol is actually the uterus of a woman, which deals with birth. Breakthroughs in births is what it represents. And endings and beginnings is what it represents. And this is exactly what will transpire during this time with Mars' powerful energy being in Aries in the nakshatra Bharani. Now, towards the end of this cycle, Mars is going to go into Krittika. And Krittika flanks between Aries and Taurus. Part of it's in Aries and part of it is in Taurus. But the time that it spends while it's still in Aries will be June 15th to June 20th. So it's really only 5 days that it's in Krittika and Aries. Otherwise, it's going to still be in Krittika, but it will be in Taurus. I'll talk about that once we get there. But this is just while it's in Aries. While it's in Aries, while it's in Krittika, this is sharp and nasty. Krittika's symbol is a razor or a knife, and it cuts to the chase and gets to the point. Mars in Aries, which is about action, getting to the point, direct, focus, a little violent, I have to say, and in Krittika makes it more detrimental or violent or seeking to change things. This is powerful. So I think once Mars is in Taurus in Krittika, it's not going to be near as direct and possibly dealing with attacks or warlike missions as while it's in Aries. Because Aries, think about it, in Greek mythology was the god of war. Mars is the planet of war. Put it in Aries and that's what's going on right now. But I do like Mars being in Aries because it gives us momentum, it gives us the courage, it gives us energy to get things done. And that's what I think Mars in Aries. Once we get past this little point where it's Gandanta, it's going to speed up things and energize things, which is wonderful. All at the same time, though, when it gets towards the last portion, while it's in Krittika, that can intensify the angry aspect of Mars. But I think it's going to deal with progress, direction, everything to do with energizing. Whatever it is you want to energize, this will be the time to do it. To do it while Mars is in Aries from May 11th to June 20th, but from the 15th to the 20th, it gets a little feisty, so be aware. But Mars goes through the zodiac every 2 years. So we don't have horrific things happen every 2 years, or do we? Almost seems like we do, but nothing just like, you know, horrific is what I mean. So I think Mars kicks in, picks up power, picks up strength and courage. We all need a little courage in getting going in the things that we want to do and accomplish in this world. So use this Martian energy for what it's good for. Initiating new projects, beginning new things, having the energy and the courage to do some of the things that you were always afraid to do before because you just didn't think you had the time, the energy, or the courage to master it. Now you do. And it would be even nicer if you knew your chart to figure out what house Mars is activating in your chart. This is important as well while it's in the sign of Aries. So let's just go through it. If you do have a moon or a rising in Aries, this will be an opportune time for you to really get going because Mars is in your first house. If you have a Taurus rising, Mars is in your 12th, digging up things from the past that can help you get to the bottom and get answers in your life. You may have problems sleeping. If your ascendant or moon are in Gemini, you're going to be meeting some very interesting people. Be aware they may be a little bit too feisty. If your moon or ascendant sits in Cancer, then this is a good time for your work and your career. If your moon or ascendant are in Leo, then this is a time that you will find there could be some travel sporadically. If your ascendant or moon sits in Virgo, then this is a time for deep introspection psychologically. If your moon or your ascendant sits in Libra, look out, your partners are a little bit too feisty during this time. If your moon or your ascendant's in Scorpio, then you're going to find that it is time to get healthy and start that exercise program. If your moon or your ascendant's in Sagittarius, then you're going to find that this is a time that you are much more creative and possibly do some investing. If your moon or your ascendant's in Capricorn, then you might be contemplating a move or something changes in your home. If your moon or your ascendant sits in Aquarius, then this means you might have some difficulties with your siblings and or you might be really learning a lot of new things, taking classes. If your moon or your ascendant sits in Pisces. Watch your spending. You can go overboard a little bit, but watch your speech as well. So that's just a little bit of what you could be looking at according to your moon or ascendant with this change of Mars when it goes into Aries. So thank you for listening. If you would like to learn more about me, any of the things I mentioned earlier, go to my website. Go to galacticcenter.org. Thank you.